In this video, I am going to present some other special concretes. These chapters which are discussing now for covering the unit number 3 in the subject C8020 repair and rehabilitation of structure. So let us see first the high strength concrete. So what is high strength concrete? So before that, based on the compressive strength, we can classify the normal structural concrete which it has its strength 20 to 50 Newton per mm squared. If a concrete is said to be high strength concrete, the range of compressive strength for this high strength concrete varies from 50 to 100 Newton per mm squared or 100 MPa. Then in case of ultra strength concrete, then its compressive strength range 100 to 150 megapascals. And finally, if we have a special strength concrete, its compressive strength is always greater than 150 Newton per mm squared. So like that we can classify concrete based on its strength. Here we are discussing the high strength concrete. The materials which are used for making the high strength concrete are, here we use 9.5 to 12.5 mm nominal maximum size aggregates. So because this one gives the optimum strength, the size of aggregate that we are using for this high strength concrete is 9.5 to 12.5 mm. Then combining single sizes for required grading allows for closer control and reduced variability in concrete. For 70 megapascal and greater, the finest modulus of the sand should be 2.8 to 3.2. So these are some criteria that we need to produce the high strength concrete. Then supplementary cementitious material. So because in order to produce the high strength concrete, the normal concrete, that is the material that which are required normal concrete, are not enough. So for that we should also need some supplementary cementitious material such as fly ash, silica foam or slag, often mandatory. Then these dosages are being added at the rate of 5% to 20% or higher by mass of cementing material. For example, if we use the 50 kg of bag cement, so in which its 5% is its 1% is about 5 kg, sorry, its 10% is about 5 kg and its 1% is 0.5 kg, and therefore its 5% is about 2.5 kg. So if we use 50 kg bag of cement, in which we can add, suppose if we take the dosage ratio 5% of the cementitious material such as fly ash, silica foam, then its weight is about 2.5 kg required. So like that we have to add these things. Then superplaster, for workability purpose we need superplaster, since in order to obtain the greatest strength of concrete, we have to minimize the water cement ratio. So that is the major parameter to get the high strength in concrete. So for which if we reduce the water cement ratio dramatically, what happened? The workability factor. So that is the main factor which affects severely. So in which in order to increase the workability of concrete, we have to use the superplaster as admixtures for this purpose. Then why do we add the supplementary cementitious material in this high strength concrete? So this fly ash, silica foam is further finer grinding in nature. Its size may be lesser than the cement particles. So what happened? These things are further reducing the voids present in the concrete, and therefore its permeability also reduced, and therefore its strength increases. So not only this thing, at the hydration there shall be several products that the cement compound which produces, when it reacts with water, it produces several compounds. So in which there is one more compound are also available, that is calcium carbonate, which is unwanted product. So that one is the main parameter to reduce the strength. So in which that calcium carbonate is being reduced, or that unstable calcium carbonate product is converted into stable product, so which gives the strength, again further additional strength to this concrete. So for that purpose we are using these pozzolanic materials such as fly ash, silica frame or slag often mandatory. Then stronger concrete mixers would be more durable did not prove to be right. Hence performance criteria was adopted. Suppose if we have high strength concrete. So here that is our ultimate aim is to increase the strength. So that point is achieved, but we should that concrete should also performing in another point of view such as durability and some other parameters, the corrosion resistance. So like that, some weather resistance, environmental resistance, factors resistance. So these things are to be needed. A good concrete should also satisfy these parameters. For that, we should also have a concrete such that it should possess high strength as well as it should perform very well. So for that, we should go for some other concrete, that is high performance concrete. So that is HPC, possessing high workability, high durability and high ultimate strength. So these are the performance of concrete. It should also possess the high workability, high durability and high ultimate strength. So as per ACI, American Code of International, then HPC is defined as a concrete meeting special combination of performance and uniformity requirements that cannot always be achieved routinely using conventional constituents and normal mixing, placing and curing practice. So like that the ACI is defined the HPC, high performance concrete. The Strategic Highway Research Program, it is what some other organizations in the United States define high performance concrete for highway structures by three requirements, namely a maximum body cement ratio, a minimum durability factor to cycle of freezing and thawing, and a minimum yearly age or ultimate combustion strength. So these three parameters they are focusing for attaining such high performance concrete. Then US Federal Highway Administration, that is FHWA, has revised the definition of HPC for highway structures. So they have revised it such as HPC is a concrete that has been designed to be more durable and if necessary stronger than conventional concrete. So like that they have focused to obtain the HPC. Then what are the characteristics, special characteristics of HPC? It should have high early strength, it should have high strength, it should have high modulus of velocity, it should have high abrasion resistance, it should have high durability on long life in severe environments. It should have low permeability and diffusion. Then it should have more resistance to chemical attacks. So like that, these features should be incorporated in the concrete. So whenever the characteristic which are satisfying these all requirements, that concrete should be a HPC, high performance concrete. Then high resistance to adverse climatic conditions, toughness and impact resistance, volume stability, ease of placement, compaction without segregation, inhibition of bacterial and mold growth. Then what are the materials used in high performance concrete? So the material wise, Portland cement. So this Portland cement is being used as cementing materials, and it should also possessing the durability factor. Then blended cement, fly ash, slag, silica film, calcium clay, metakaolin, calcium shale. Yes, these are some pozzolanic materials which are to be used for improving the high strength in this concrete. So those things are being used as, that is fly ash, slag, silica film, calcium clay, metakaolin, calcium shale, or these things are being used as cementing material, then durability point of view, and also attaining high strength. Then superplasters, of course, obviously to improve the workability or flowability of concrete. Then high range water reducers, so reduced water cement ratio. So in order to attain the high strength, there is unavoidable, that is reduction of water cement ratio. For that, we should also some high range water reducers. Then hydration control admits, that is we should also need for control set. Then some other materials we should also follow the use the retarders for control these settings. Then sometimes we need accelerator to accelerate these settings. Then corrosion inhibitors control steel corrosion. Water reducers. Water reducers are being used for reduce the cement and water content. Then shrinkage reducers to reduce the shrinkage. Then ASR inhibitors control alkali silica activity. Then improve workability, reduce paste. Then polymer latex modifiers. So these materials should also use to produce the high performance concrete. The next, self-consolidating or self-compacting concrete. The next special type concrete is self-consolidating or self-compacting concrete. So let us say this one, self-consolidating or compacting concrete. So which are normally said as self-compacting concrete, that is SCC. It has a special feature of flows and consolidates on its own, that is without providing any external vibration, external vibrators. The concrete itself is flowing and consolidating itself. So it was developed during 1980s at Japan. What is the special features, or what are the special constituents in this concrete, that is SCC, self-compacting concrete, or fine material, that is fly ash or limestone filler, then superplasticity, then strength and durability same as conventional concrete. Our ultimate aim is whatever the concrete that we are giving the modification, it should not affect the durability and strength as conventional concrete. So that things is also achieved in this self-compacting concrete. You see that self-consolidating concrete, so there is at the top it is regular mix, and at bottom there is colored chart. At top colored chart it shows the regular mix, and bottom colored chart it shows the self-compacting concrete. You see that each constituent, suppose let us take the regular mix, there is 10% cement, 18% water, 2% it may be air and train, and 25% is fine aggregate, then 45% is coarse aggregate. When it converts into self-compacting concrete slightly from regular to this self-compacting concrete, for which what is the modification? The major modification is given such that the usage of fine aggregate increases, that is fines added into concrete increases, and the coarser particles such as coarse aggregate, so that volume is reducing. You see that, and therefore the final self-compacting concrete that we are getting 10% cement, 18% water, 2% the same air and train, but in addition 8% fines further we add, and fine aggregate it gets further reduced, so increases, it increases, but ultimately the volume of coarse aggregate is reduced, so that we can get that kind of self-compacting concrete. So we must decrease the volume of coarser content in this self-compacting concrete. So then only it can easily be flow. So normally nowadays the most of the concrete is done with the use of pumps, that is pumpable concrete. So the pumpable concrete is normally to be prepared such that it should be selfly compacted, that is self-compact concrete. So that self-compact concrete is being used nowadays as pumpable concrete. So there is one mix proportion given for preparing this self-compacting concrete, you see that Portland cement type 1, it is about 297 kg per meter cube. Then some other mineral admixtures such as fly ash, then silica film, slag. So like that we can add. So its content is about 128 kg per meter cube. Then coarse aggregate, that they are using 675 kg, only 675 kg per meter cube. But fine aggregate, it is required about 1026 kg per meter cube. Then water, that we add 170 kg per meter cube. Super plasticizer, it is 1.3 liter per meter cube. Then any air and rain admixtures is needed for 6% or plus or minus 1% air content. So like that we add, we use a mix, a typical mix which is being used for preparing the self-compacting concrete. Then self-compacting concrete, it is nothing but extreme fluidity. It should have a property of extreme fluidity, no need for vibrators to compact the concrete. Then placement being easier, no bleed of water or aggregate segregation. So these all things should be happened in the self-compacting concrete. Then next special concrete is reactive powder concrete, that is called as RPC. RPC is composed of very fine powders, cement, sand, quartz, powder and silica frame, steel fibers. It is optional, and superplaster. So these are all the constants that we use to produce the reactive powder concrete, RPC. So again I just tell, RPC is composed of very fine powders, that is cement, sand, quartz powder and silica frame. Then steel fibers, it is optional, and superplaster. A very dense matrix is achieved by optimizing the granular packing of the dry fine powders. This compactness gives RPC ultra high strength and durability. Reactive powder concrete have compressive strength ranging from 200 megapascal to 800 megapascal. So to attain such huge or high strength, that is ultra high strength, we need these constituents, and it should properly be optimizing the granular packing of the dry pine powders, and this compactness gives you RPC. So we have to optimize the compactness of packing of this granular dry packing. Then only we can achieve this kind of ultra high strength, that is its range is 200 megapascal to 800 megapascal. Then what are the properties of this RPC? It should have high strength 200 MPa, can be produced up to 800 MPa. Then very low porosity. Yes, so then only it can give such strength. Then properties are achieved by maximum particle size less than or equal to 300 micrometer, optimized particle packing. So it has properly be optimized. Then we should also low water content. Obviously, by reducing the water content, then only we can achieve such strength. Then further, to get the high strength, we should also add the steel fibers. Yes. Then what are the raw materials for this reactive powder RPC, reactive powder concrete? So first one is cement, sand, silica coat, silica quartz, silica film, microfibers, mineral filter, superplaster, and water. So here we don't use any coarse aggregate for this case. So we just make into powder form, and we just add the water, and that concrete is being used for construction. So the typical mix, we just use cement is about 710 kg per meter cube. Wow, that is huge quantity cement is used. Then silica film, some mineral admixtures to attain high strength, 230 kg per meter cube. In addition, crushed quartz in powder form, it is about 210 kg per meter cube. Then sand is used 1020 kg meter cube. In addition, fibers, we use 40 to 160 kg per meter cube. Superplasticizer, it is about 13 kg per meter cube.